Welcome, Archer Agents. Guess who I have here today on the Tea with Reggie? I have Dave from Exoticca. Welcome back.
Hey, it's great to be back. Nice to see you.
So, did you fly or drive here?
No, I flew down. I don't want to drive for 5 or 6 hours to get here.
Yeah, well, I drove 5.5 hours, and then we stopped and ate and did some shopping. So about 7.5 hours later, I was in Arizona, and I got back last night. So
Wow.
I hear you. I'd rather fly. I flew there and drove back. So
You must be exhausted.
I am exhausted, but I'm here. I'm excited to have this tea with Reggie and learn more about Exoticca and get to learn more about our BDM that's sitting right next to me here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
So, how are you enjoying California? I know you're living in California, but how are you enjoying our weather versus your weather?
I like coming down here for 2 or 3 days, and then the 100 degrees just gets me.
Yep.
And I have to go back to my really nice weather of about 72 degrees, back up in the Bay.
So, as you know, California is a very large, long state. So we have a lot of different climate and weather changes.
Yeah.
And if you live by the bay, or especially in the early morning, it's nice and cool.
Yeah.
But it actually stays at a very cool temperature. Here in Southern California, it gets warm here.
Yeah, you get the heat. This famous guy, author named Mark Twain,
Yeah.
is famous for saying, and I hope I get this right, the coldest winter I ever spent was one summer in San Francisco.
San Francisco. Yes,
Yeah.
that is very true. I actually remember reading about that with Mark Twain. If you haven't had a chance, learn more about Mark Twain. Amazing, amazing person. Let's briefly review what's your role and what does it entail.
So I cover the West for Exoticca, and I started a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So Reggie, you're not going to believe this. When I joined the team, there was 5 or 6 of us on the sales team.
Okay.
Today, there's 15 going 16 on the
Wow.
sales team. So
That's great.
That tells you that Exoticca is just growing in leaps and bounds. We've got great partnerships. Archer Travel is one of our large partners here in the West.
Awesome.
My role is to manage the Western region for the company, which means, what is that, west of the Mississippi, Arizona up to Canada through the Rockies,
Wow.
across to Hawaii and Alaska. And I want to get to Hawaii, but the company says, no, that sounds like vacation.
Well, yeah, we're excited. Exoticca has been a great partner. I know it's a new partner,
Yeah.
and the partnership's been fantastic. As you said, we're starting to grow with you guys, so this is great. Tomorrow you have some training. Can you share a sneak peek of what you have, what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the core values, the value proposition for Exoticca. Remember, if you've got a customer who's about 50 years old,
Okay.
they have $6,000 to spend, and they want to go in a 9-day trip, that's our customer. Easygoing, great itineraries, and we're just going to spell that out for you. The advantages of working with Exoticca, what we offer, but the benefits to you as the advisor booking us, like no non-commissionable items, you get paid on the price of the package. And why wouldn't you want to get paid on the price of the package? This is your paycheck we're talking about.
And what is the commission rate that they receive?
So at Archer, we have a regional commission. We bumped you up immediately from 10 to 13%.
There you go.
And we're working on that. I'm talking to Barcelona. You're going to see if we can do some creative stuff around that to make you working with us, choosing us as a partner, even better than it is today.
So, agents, if you're brand new to the company or if you've been with the company for many years, we're always trying to negotiate on your behalf to get higher commissions. So when we first started with Exoticca, they said 10%, and we both agreed, no, we got to go higher to get our agents to promote it. So they bumped us to a top level at 13%. And right here, this guy's trying to fight for us with their headquarters in Barcelona to get us higher commissions. And the goal is to hopefully get higher commissions in 2025. That's our goal right now. If we can get it sooner, that'd be great. But we like to keep building Exoticca. So that would be a goal. One side note, which you did not know this, my brother-in-law went on a trip to Egypt, and they used Exoticca, and he said it was an amazing
I
tour.
did not know that.
Yeah, so he, I found out after the fact myself. He was showing me a bunch of pictures, And I said, "Oh, how was your trip?" He said it was great. He obviously booked it through Archer Travel.
Yeah.
He said it was great. It was fantastic. And I said, "Well, what was the supplier?" He said Exoticca. And he said they
Wow.
were. He goes A plus. Exoticca did an amazing job. So
I went
credit.
to Egypt. I went to Egypt as well.
Oh.
And you have to go to Egypt. Have you not been?
I have not. And he went, and the photos he shared when he came back
Yeah.
were just amazing. And it was, and what he did, it was. They had a great time. They went with a group of friends.
Yeah.
And just had time of their lives. It was great.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, this place is. I got there and I looked at the Great Pyramids, which is right outside of Cairo, and these things were built thousands of years ago. To me, they're the greatest builders ever in the world.
It's pretty impressive what
right?
they've done.
And the place is so old. It's Old Testament old. It's probably older than Old Testament old. It's a great place to visit.
It really is. So you get a chance. You got Exoticca as a great supplier to go to Egypt and other places around the world as well.
Yeah.
All right. So back. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked there.
Okay.
Tell us about your favorite activity outside of work.
I like to make cocktails, and I've been doing it since April 2020. Every Friday, a group of friends and I got stranded in COVID. They cooked dinner, I made the cocktails, and every Friday, I get to make a new cocktail. I have to come up with a new idea.
That's great.
And these guys are relentless, you know? If I don't do that, I don't get invited to dinner.
That's a great concept. So they make dinner, you make cocktails.
the
I like
cocktails,
that.
yeah.
I also noticed you have something here at the table. Is this going to be shared later? Or are we talking about it now?
Oh, let's talk about it now.
Before we do game time,
Yeah. How do you
tell
do
us
it?
what you got here.
It's, all right, so it's tea with Reggie.
Yes.
So I just brought espresso and I need to stick my little finger out, la-di-da, and all of that, you know, Exoticca.
I love it. I love it. I noticed. I'm like, what has he got here? He's got a little espresso cup. That's awesome. Anyway, so we have game time coming up.
Okay.
So I don't know the questions. Dave doesn't know that. We don't know the questions here. So Amanda hopefully hasn't thrown a curveball too much. But once again, if you're just joining us, this is to get to know your BDM.
Okay.
Uh-oh, what do you got here?
I got some questions for you.
Oh,
Get
he's
to
got
know Reggie.
Okay, so let's go back. Okay, go. Are we going to do that after or before the game?
It's up to you.
We'll do that after.
After?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll do it after.
For after.
Okay, so Amanda, tell us what we're playing today.
Okay, so the game is Would You Rather, and so you can only pick one option. We switched up some questions today, so this is just the example side. It's would you rather, let me just change this so you can see better.
Okay.
Would you rather constantly forget your keys or constantly lose your phone? So that's an example. You can only pick one or the other, and then you can give a brief little description of why you picked the answer you did.
Love it.
Oh, so I need to answer that.
Well, not this one, but the next question you want.
Oh, okay.
And I'll answer after you. Go ahead, Amanda. Read the questions.
Okay, so this is for both of you to answer, and then you explain a little why you picked it. So, would you rather visit the Great Wall of China, or you've already talked about it, but the Pyramids of Egypt?
The Pyramids of Egypt, because there's so much going on there, and not only is it a great building to look at, or three great buildings to look at, it also goes back so far in time. It's amazing.
Pyramids of Egypt would be my first choice, and then eventually get to the Great Wall of China. But according to my brother-in-law, now Dave too, both gentlemen have told me how amazing it is. So my wife and I have already talked about how do we plan our trip to get to Pyramids of Egypt. There you go.
And I forgot to say that the agents in chat, you guys can also type your
Oh yeah, we would love for you guys to
well.
participate. That'd be amazing.
Okay, next question is,
Okay.
would you rather swim with the dolphins in Bahamas or snorkel with sea turtles in Hawaii?
You go first.
Oh, well, I've done it. It's snorkel with sea turtles in Hawaii. My son loves turtles, and so and I've actually had the pleasure to do this with Amanda as well, and her family, my family. We've actually snorkeled with sea turtles in Hawaii, and every time we go to Hawaii, we always snorkel, and we're very fortunate to be with the sea turtles. So I would choose snorkel with sea turtles because I just enjoy it.
That sounds fantastic. But I have to tell you this story. I went to the Bahamas.
Okay.
And this is when the last Flipper movie came out.
Okay.
And we swam with the dolphins, and I swam with Flipper, whose real name is MacGyver.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the animal looks at you, and you feel like it's in your brain.
Oh, wow.
They've got these eyes, and they just kind of look at you, and you're like, wow, he's looking at me.
Well, they're like, you're in our territory now.
Exactly. And you get in the water, and then it comes behind you. You lay out flat and stiffen your body, and it pushes its snout, or whatever that's called, on the soles of your feet, and it pushes you out of the water, and you're going so fast, half of your body's out.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's all right. So there you go. Go ahead, Amanda.
Awesome answer, by the way. Would you rather explore the streets of Paris or the canals of Venice?
Ooh.
Go ahead.
I've been to Venice. I loved it. It took a lot of pictures. It was always on a bridge. There's so many bridges. After a while, it didn't make any sense. But I would like to go to Paris. I've never been.
Well, I do like to shop, so I would say explore the streets of Paris. I like to shop and eat. So if I can do all that in the streets of Paris, I would say the streets of Paris. So
All right.
I can,
Yeah.
you know,
So-
I got to work overtime to indulge myself in the food and the clothing, but I will work overtime for
So
it.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
we'll do an Exoticca trip to Paris.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah.
Count me in. Awesome.
Okay, next one is, would you rather go on a safari in Africa or trek through the Amazon rainforest?
They tell me that when you're in the safari vehicle, which is holds 6 people with us, the animal looks at the safari SUV and it sees a car. It doesn't see people in there.
Oh.
And they say, don't stick your leg out, don't stick your hand out, don't step out,
Yeah.
because then the lion is seeing dinner.
Yeah, seeing a meal.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Amazon rainforest because I don't want to be dinner for a lion.
You know, I'm going to go with that one. I like the Amazon rainforest after you explained that to me. Because at first I was going to say, oh, the safari in Africa.
Yeah.
But now that I could be someone's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I will be the Amazon rainforest. There are things in the Amazon too, but I'll press my luck.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Both are amazing, though.
I just want to say this comment from chat.
Yeah.
Lauren said, Africa, I sent an Exoticca itinerary option to a client for Africa, and they're so excited and they're ready to go. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
cool.
High five.
High five. Awesome.
Next question is, would you rather relax on the beaches of Bali or the Maldives?
I want an overwater bungalow in the Maldives. That's what I want to do because I hear it's super awesome. The water is great. It's just perfect. I worked so hard this year, I should just do the lazy man vacation and go to the Maldives.
I'll go with them. There we go. I'll...
That's 3 trips we're on now together.
Oh, fantastic.
So many vacations planned.
Yeah.
Next one is, would you rather experience the northern lights in Iceland or the midnight sun in Norway?
I've not been to Iceland or Norway, but I've been to Alaska. And in Alaska, I've been in the summer where the sun kind of never goes down. And I've been in there in the winter, Christmas time, and the sun never really comes up. So, yeah, I'll go both.
He's going both.
Yeah.
I remember this question in a weird way. I would do the Northern Lights in Iceland. We had the similar question a couple weeks ago, and those who are brand new, those who don't know, Amanda actually got to play soccer in Iceland.
Oh, is that right?
So she was there for a while playing soccer. So
Oh.
it should say, would you rather play soccer in Iceland or soccer in Norway?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take Norway because I've already done Iceland.
Yeah, Amanda would definitely take Norway. And Norway has great soccer too, and Iceland does too. But Norway,
Yeah.
their women's soccer program is pretty amazing. Their country's done very well.
That's true. That's true.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a football fan myself.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
See, he can teach me a couple things.
Okay, would you rather, this one's a little adventurous,
Oh,
would
boy.
you rather hike up to Machu Picchu or climb Mount Kilimanjaro?
Mount Kilimanjaro for me. Can I get a year to prepare for this trip?
I'm not climbing. I'll tell you that. I will hike. I ain't getting on. Yeah, let's be real here.
No?
This body can maybe hike
Yeah.
and give me a week on the hike.
Okay.
Climbing, no.
Define climbing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not free climbing. Am I like harnessed? Do I have a
Yeah.
guide?
Yeah.
Maybe you can hop on a climber's back. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, obviously, I don't think it would be free climbing. You would be strapped in or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm hiking.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm hiking too. Forget that.
Okay, next one is, would you rather take a culinary tour through Italy or a wine tour in France?
I'm going for the wine tour in France. I got a bunch of friends from France, and the wine is spectacular.
We know I love food. I'm going culinary tour through Italy.
All right, this is where you and me.
Yeah, we separate now.
No more vacation.
No more vacations.
No. Sorry.
Would you rather visit the castles in Scotland or the palaces in Spain?
The castles in Scotland. I've heard a lot about the castles in Scotland. Yeah.
I would definitely do the castles in Scotland. Love to. Every time I've gone to a castle, it's been pretty amazing. Awesome. Great question, by the way.
Yeah.
And then, would you rather go island hopping in Greece or in the Caribbean?
This is not because I'm from Jamaica, but the reason I'd go to the Caribbean is that you have French islands, Dutch islands, English islands, Spanish islands, and the culture is different in all four. So I would hop there to have really amazing experiences.
I second that. I go right there. See, we're back on.
Yeah. Travel buddies, yeah.
Okay, rapid fire questions and Dave reverse Uno card.
Yeah.
So am I going first and then you're going to reverse it on me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Convention, it's a month away. Are you attending?
I am attending and I'm bringing friends.
Perfect. I love that. What are you looking forward to the most about the convention since you never have been on this one?
I hear this thing is like going to the hyped up concert and the excitement and the energy and yeah.
It's my favorite part of the year is that convention and it is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, now we go back to what I love, food. Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream, but I don't buy it because I love it too much.
You don't buy it because you love it too much.
I'll eat it.
Favorite type of ice cream?
You know, plain old vanilla.
Just not even vanilla bean, just plain old vanilla.
Just vanilla, yeah.
Certain brand?
Haagen-Dazs.
Okay, good choice. All right, camping or a resort?
Glamping.
Glamping. Oh, there you go. There's the new term.
Yeah.
Are you an early morning or a late night type of guy?
Man, I was never an early morning.
So you're always the late night guy.
Ask my mom. It's not me.
We do have some questions from the audience. Start typing right now. This is a first, brand new. We've never had this. Reverse Uno card.
Yeah, so Reggie,
yes.
It's tea with Reggie, right?
That's
so I have
right.
a whole bunch of tea questions. First one,
Yes.
Asian or English style tea?
English style tea.
Why?
Just loved it. Grew up on that when I was a
Okay.
kid. My mom had started with English breakfast tea.
Yeah.
And then it went from that to just she would always find English teas, and
Right.
so I would go to England when I was coaching soccer, and just started buying English tea there.
So, to me, the most famous English tea is Earl Grey.
Earl Grey. Yeah,
All right,
well, that's
tea bags or loose tea?
tea bags.
Really?
Yep. Yeah,
I
just
thought you
easier.
were-
Yeah, it's just
Easier?
easier. It's convenience.
Because you look like a sophisticated guy, aficionado. I mean, loose tea, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I assume you drink it hot or cold. What's your preference?
Cold. I prefer cold.
Cold tea.
Yes, I prefer cold tea. But when I am traveling,
Yeah.
I do a lot of morning and evening teas.
Okay.
But and those are hot teas. Yes, I would say in America, it's definitely iced tea, just like I have right now.
Oh, is that what you have?
But when I'm traveling,
Yeah.
it's always like yesterday morning. I was in Arizona. It's 114 degrees. I'm still having an English breakfast tea in the morning.
And I'm going to deviate with this because you said you were in England, so you know about cricket.
I do.
What about high noon tea at a cricket game?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah?
I do it in a heartbeat. I haven't had the opportunity, but I do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know those games go on for like
They go on.
6
They go on
days.
for like a year, but I would definitely do it. You got to
All right.
experience everything. You got to experience it once.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that are my questions for Reggie.
This is great. I love this reverse Uno. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, why not?
Amanda, do we have some questions from the audience?
We do. Okay.
Awesome.
So the first one is, what's the best trip you've ever been on?
Me?
That's all you. This is about you.
Wow.
Yes.
So, I told you I went to Egypt a year ago, and then a couple months ago I went to India, and now I'm beginning to wonder which one I like more.
That's good.
Yeah, really.
Well, traveling, it's always an experience. Every time I travel somewhere, I'm like, oh, well, this is the best trip.
Right.
And it also helps when I travel with my family. So my very first great experience traveling, I was 14 years old. I went to Germany to go play soccer, and I saw the Berlin Wall before it came down. And I was with my dad, and I said, growing up, well, that's nothing's going to top that.
Right.
Playing sports in front of your family or your father and at the Berlin Wall with them. But then as you get your own children,
Yeah.
and you start seeing my son and daughter we're traveling with them and seeing them play, I'm like, well, this is a great experience. And then as they get older, I've gone to Mexico, I've gone to Hawaii, I've gone to England with my family. My wife and I have gone to Sweden and Spain. You're like, well, those are better. It just keeps, always went up. So my advice is every trip you go on to, make it the best.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
No, that's great. When I go on trips, I like alone time, right? So we have our guided tours and escorted tours and so on, and those are great. But I just like to go out. When I went to Egypt, I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Like, what do you mean, what am I doing? Let's just go out and have dinner. We went to this awesome restaurant in Egypt, in Cairo, and there's barges docked on the Nile River, and it's a restaurant, upstairs, downstairs, different things, and just going there and watching people eat and talking to the staff and all of that. See, that's what I remember. I mean, I remember the pyramid. I remember all the stuff, but the stuff that I like is interacting with people.
When I had the pleasure to coach teams and travel around the world, and we were in Sweden. I proposed to my wife in Sweden, and we talk about it because some of the most memorable moments of traveling is just you with, for me, with my wife, and we're just walking and talking. And one night we were both hungry, and there's the McDonald's that all the kids go to, and all the restaurants, Hard Rock cafes, and all that in this area in Sweden. And we saw this little cafe just down this little lonely street.
Yeah.
And it was called Cafe 1010.
1010.
And we said, let's go try it. Best chicken curry sandwich I've ever had. You can't, and we've gone there about 5 or 6 times in our lives back to Sweden. And my daughter was very fortunate. We went there and she got to play in Sweden. And we took the team there to Cafe 1010. And they just said, this is the best food they've ever had. So I'm with you. Sometimes it doesn't have to be planned. It could just be walking down the street. It's like, oh, well, let's try this out.
Yeah.
And so tell your clients, it's not always everything has to be structured. There's some little free time to let them go experience it, because they might come back and say, hey, there's this restaurant you need to tell your clients about, Cafe 1010, best chicken curry. And I hope after COVID, because I haven't been to Sweden since, I hope Cafe 1010 is still available. It's in Gothenburg, Sweden, so I have to Google it and look.
Yeah, I love those moments.
Yes.
I remember in Barcelona, I'm at the H10 hotel in some neighborhood, I don't even remember where, and I walked out the door and I walked past this place and I saw in the window like 7 different kinds of gin. Oh. And Spain is known for their gin and tonic drinks, right? They take 10 minutes to make it, and it's just really good. It's called a Spanish pour. They're heavy on the gin. I walked in there. The guy kept the place open late. I met a super friendly guy from Holland, and he was funny. He was argumentative. He was a little bit obnoxious. And why do I remember that? Because it was just great. The owner treated us nice. They kept the place open. I spent about $30 and stayed there for 4 hours. Yeah. And he gave us stuff just because he enjoyed talking.
It's great relationship.
It's fantastic. Travel.
So yes, travel. So let's do 2 more questions because we are running out of time here, and I know his time's valuable. So let's go ahead. A couple more questions.
Are there TA rates available for personal travel?
Everyone at Archer Travel should take their 16% discount. We know you have family, we know you have friends that you like to travel with. You get 2 rooms, maximum of 5 people on the trip. Realistically speaking, 4 people, 2 people per room. Take advantage, test drive the product. You won't be disappointed, you'd love it. And you can come back and sell with confidence.
Love it. You heard it right here, firsthand. There
Yeah.
you go. Next question. Great question, by the way.
Next one is, love the flipper story. Do you have another memorable travel experience that is also an awesome story that you want to share?
That beats the flipper story? Yeah, one time I was hiking through the jungles of Cambodia, and we were surprised by a whole bunch of people that showed up out of nowhere. To our surprise, they cooked us lunch. We sat there and had a great picnic. I have no idea who these people were, and I just made all of that up. No, I don't. I don't have a better story than the flipper story.
That's a great story, the flipper story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of fun stories out there, and just keep enjoying and create your own. One more question, Amanda. That was a great question, by the way. Hello, Amanda. You there?
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking to see which one to ask.
Gotcha.
I'll ask this one. What would you recommend for someone who's never traveled internationally before? Where should I go first?
Oh,
Wow.
sheesh. Oh my goodness. Do you speak other languages? So if you only speak English to start, and you want to feel comfortable, obviously going to the UK would be a good start, or Australia, somewhere where English is the dominant language.
Yeah, yeah.
If you speak Spanish or Italian, then obviously go to those cultures too, go to those countries and learn it there too. I mean, it just depends on how adventurous you are.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say you can start with the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all of that. That's great, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to popular countries in Europe, if you go to Spain, a lot of people speak Spanish.
Yes.
Sorry, English.
English.
If you go to Germany, a lot of people speak
Yes.
English. And you'll find, and Italy is the same, and you'll find that the people who learn some English, because they teach them English in school, they want to practice with you sometimes,
Yep.
right? But you have Google Translate and all of that. You can get around and do some of those things. You mentioned Australia. So I do have a story.
Oh, there you go. We got a story.
Yeah. I forgot the story. We're in Australia and I'm in Melbourne with my friend Troy.
Okay.
And we're playing golf. And the kangaroos are everywhere, dude. We hit a golf ball close to a kangaroo and I'm getting out and I'm trying to, when I say close to, I mean 25 yards away.
Oh.
And I'm going for the golf to play my shot, and Troy says, no, stay in the cart. Let's just drop it parallel 50 yards from the animal, because they'll chase you. And the kangaroo was up, and he started coming at us, bouncing around.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
you
I
don't
wouldn't
want to mess with them.
No, they're 15 times stronger than we are as humans.
Yeah. And crocodiles and Mayakoba on the golf course in Mexico one time, they had these small, they weren't crazy animals.
Yeah, but still, no thank you.
No, we weren't. Yeah. And snakes in Arizona on the golf course.
Okay, note to self, don't golf with this guy.
Yeah, because my ball goes out of bounds.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time, Dave, for coming in. I know you're a busy man, but thank you so much.
Hey, it was great. I love being here.
All right, well, once again, we have training, right, on tomorrow? Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time. You get Dave and Exoticca all to yourself, 1 hour of training. So please stay tuned. Join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And everyone, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming in.
That's great. That's perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
See y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.